Let's do this. The Cult of Hockey podcast by the faithful and for the faithful. I'm David Staples of the Edmonton Journal, and I'm here tonight with Kurt Leavins. Welcome, Kurt.
Hello, David. What a difference a day makes.
Well, the only thing I would say is that maybe good goaltending is contagious because Jari's good goaltending tonight led into a fairly spectacular performance, but not enough in net by Calvin Pickard, but not enough for the Oilers in a 4-1 loss to the Habs. Kurt, the grade A shots in this game were 19-12 for the Canadiens, with the subset of 5 alarm shots, 13-5.
Sounds
So
about right.
all rights could have easily had 6 goals.
Oh, yeah.
And let's get right at it. 2 good things, 2 bad things, and 2 numbers. What is your good thing?
Well, my good thing is Calvin Pickard, who was pretty much hung out to dry by his teammates tonight. He was the best Oiler on the ice. He was maybe the only good Oiler on the ice tonight. Started off early, a big pad save on Anderson, a tough stop on a knuckle puck from Slavkovsky in the first period. That's when the Oilers went on that 5-on-3 power play that they drew blanks on. So, Pickard kept him in it early and gave him a chance to put that power play on the ice and take a stranglehold of this game. They didn't do it. He finished off the period with big saves on Demidov and Suzuki. And then the second period, 1, 2, 3, 4 clear-cut breakaways. First, Suzuki. Slavkovsky. Suzuki again after the Savoy giveaway. And then after the Bouchard giveaway, another clear-cut breakaway. Pickard stood tall, kept his team in it. The fact that it was 2-0 and the Oilers still had a puncher's chance, the only reason why they were still in this game was Calvin Pickard. I contend that they lost this game in the first period tonight, and their goaltender did everything he could to give them a chance to pull their way back in it. I think this probably could have been at least 6-1, maybe 7-1. Montreal at the end of the night.
Yeah, the vibe of the game early on was concerning to me, like right from the start. And one of the breakaways came 90 seconds in. Josh Anderson.
Yep.
There's never really a super clear replay, but it looked like he was Ekholm's man, and he took a pass and
I agree with that.
Burst in there, and it was great to see Pickard. He's not been necessarily great on breakaways. But for him to stop, I think there was 4 or 5 in the game, and for him to stop essentially all of them was spectacular. Excuse me. 2 by Suzuki and 2 by Texier in the second.
Yeah, those 2 back-to-back on Suzuki were crazy, right?
And the only goal was in garbage time essentially. Like the 4-1 goal was a 2-on-1, and it was a tough play. It was a good shot as well, and that's a dangerous moment. Nurse. Frederick had turned the puck over at the offensive blue line, and not to pick on Frederick tonight because lots of guys turned over the puck at the offensive blue line. It happened
for sure
constantly and was a constant problem. So, but Nurse played it correctly. He gave the shot. He took out the pass. He gave the shot, and Pickard just got beat on the shot, which will happen now.
Yeah, the shooter was in past the circle, right, and past the face-off dot. At that point, NHL shooter. You're not going to stop many of those.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
So I didn't really fault him on any of the goals against.
Agree.
I gave him an 8 out of 10. I thought.
I think that's bang on.
Did let in 4 goals. I don't think I've ever given a guy. I can't remember. Probably I have. I've been doing this since 2007. So it's hard to believe. I can't believe it.
But think of the context that comes with that grade, right? He allowed 4, he got an 8. What does that say about the rest of the team's performance?
It was off. It was off from the start. And they might have got lucky, but they didn't get lucky if they had scored early. And, they had that opportunity, and you'll get to that in a second. My good thing, there were, I thought, a few players who had fairly good defensive games, and I'm singling them out because nobody else did. Vasily Podkolzin and Adam Henrique. Henrique was really good on the PK. He wasn't one of the guys burnt on the PK.
Yep.
He had a really solid clearance. They were under heavy pressure in the first on a PK, and he got it out. He blocked a shot, a dangerous shot in the second. He also did some good work setting up Janmark for a shot, a dangerous shot in the third. Podkolzin was Edmonton's best two-way forward again this game. It was less meaningful in a game like this, but it's still meaningful. He won early in the game. He charged up the boards and won a board battle, and the puck went to Draisaitl then, who put it to Savoy, who almost scored, tipped it, and then hit the post. That came on Podkolzin's hustle. A little bit later, there was a 2-on-1 for Montreal, and he hustled back and took away the shot, intercepted the pass. Then the puck on a rebound, on a really dangerous rebound to Suzuki, he came over there and he was able to slash the Suzuki shot attempt away, followed up quickly by a block shot of a really hard shot. So he had his usual hardworking, solid game, and those two guys got it done, even as a few other Oilers did.
Well, as you know, I'm an Adam Henrique fan. He's just a really smart player. Doesn't skate quite as well as he used to, and so as a result, he's a bottom six player now primarily. But his intelligence hasn't disappeared on him, and he plays a smart game and knows where to be on the ice and can read situations. Podkolzin, I just love how hard and dogged he is on pucks, man. Game in, game out, shift in, shift out. You get the same Vasily Podkolzin every time you put him on the ice, and any NHL coach except apparently Rick Tocchet will take that.
Well, I should say, Kurt, I was using your method, one of your strategies to grade the game tonight as it was going along. Like, you start everybody as a 5, and then you adjust them upward based on the play that you see, right?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I was like, for hideous plays, I would take off 1, maybe even 1.5 sometimes, and then just for a good play, I'd like bump it up 0.5. So I found that actually quite effective. But I just noticed that I've already published my grades, and I had Mangiapane at 4.5 still. So I guess what I figured is, if it's a tie and you're at 4.5, if it's a loss and it's at 4.5, you get bumped down, and if it's a win, going to get bumped up to a 5 at that point. So that's going to be my general thought.
What I'll say about Mangiapane was, at least he was noticeable tonight. There's been way too many times this season where, like, did he play? But tonight he got his nose dirty. He got in there, and if he's going to find his game, I think that's how he's going to find it. So I'll say that about Mangiapane tonight.
I didn't see him quite as well. I thought I gave him a 4. I didn't think he did much. Like, wasn't effective. So
I thought he was very. He poked his nose in. I just haven't seen that from him this year, and that's one of the reasons why you got him, is because he was hard to play against. So I guess that's what I'm saying is, I think probably with the puck, you're probably right, David, but at least he was in there ticking off the Montreal Canadiens, and if you do nothing else, you should do that.
Well, he was on a line with Max Jones, and Max Jones, man, he was beating the puck into the ice tonight. Like,
that's who he is, right? That's why he's a tweener.
He shouldn't be on the Oilers right now. Like, all due respect to Max Jones.
He's not good enough. You're right.
He's not good enough. Thomas Ek's a better player, more effective player, and there's no reason to play Max Jones. I didn't actually like the way the coach mixed things up at the start of the game. You come off a huge win like that. Why are you fooling around with the lines in the lineup? Like, I didn't see any reason for that. So
I generally speaking give Chris Knobloch a lot of latitude when it comes to this sort of thing, because he's got a track record of figuring it out on the fly quite effectively. But I think if he has an Achilles heel, it's that he dicks around with it too much.
He overthought this one, I'm going to suggest.
I would agree.
Okay, let's move on to the bad things, Kurt. What is your bad thing?
Well, special teams. I alluded to the fact that the Oilers lost this one in the first period tonight, and I think you could easily argue that they lost it on the first period power play. They were, I won't say gifted a 5-on-3, because both calls were legitimate, both on the same play. And I won't criticize the Oilers' power play on that 5-on-3 because it was dominant. They spent practically the whole time in that zone. They got 6 shots. I thought they had the goal twice. Most times, a power play like the Edmonton Oilers is going to score at least once, maybe twice on a 5-on-3 power play. Yeah. But the fact that they didn't, Montreal's goaltender was excellent. But then I thought the subsequent power plays that followed were really flat, and it's like that first one took the steam out of them, and they just couldn't get it back. Special teams 1 for 5, but you could argue that one goal, the 3-1 goal, was almost garbage time. Meanwhile, the penalty kill was only 2 for 4. So hey, in any NHL game, when your power play is 1 for 5 and your PK is 2 for 4, I'm going to argue you're going to lose 95% of the time.
Yeah, the first PK goal was a tough one, right? Because it was through a flying screen.
Yep.
On and a great shot.
Terrific shot.
So maybe Nurse could have challenged the shooter a bit more. It's happening fast. Maybe he could have challenged him a bit faster, but that was a great offensive play and some good timing for the Habs. And then the second power play goal, I didn't like that one. Regula can't lose his man there. Regula, he's got to be on the guy, and or intercept the pass. One or the other. Don't let that pass through.
The 2-0.
No. This is Regula's. This is the second power play goal that they scored.
Oh, okay.
The cross seam pass that was put into the net.
That was the 3-0. Yes. Yeah.
Nurse didn't cut out the pass. It was a hard play for him because he's trying to stop the shot. Mm-hmm. And it's not a shot. It's kind of in front of the net because he sees the guy coming across. And Alec Regula has got to just take that guy or take that pass, not allow that to happen.
Yeah, and you know what? I notated that 75-25. So in other words, I saw it the same way you did. So
yeah.
Yep.
It was a little late by then anyway. I could after they didn't score. There was already indications early in the game they were sluggish. They weren't the sharp team the Habs were. And when they didn't score on the 5-on-3, I just thought, oh, jeez.
Yeah,
it might get lucky, but they're not going to. They're going to struggle in this. They're going to need some good luck to win this game. And Pickard actually gave them that luck.
Yes,
he carried them on their back. It's not luck. That was skill. What a great game from Calvin Pickard.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was a little more positive than you. I hung in there a little bit longer, but it was that power play right at the end of the period that was largely into the next frame. I looked at my wife and said, if they don't score here, that's all she wrote. And of course they didn't. So
yeah, my moment of doom came with my bad thing, which is Connor McDavid's turnover. It's 1-0 at that point. Calvin Pickard has been playing lights out. He's just been playing great. And, by then there's been 2 breakaway chances. He stopped them both. He's come up really big. And Montreal gets a power play goal. And then it's just an unforced error. One of my teammates and old timers hockey says, if they're gonna get the puck, make them take it away from you.
I like that.
I like it too. It's good advice. He's such a great player, and it just goes to show that even the greatest hockey player on earth, give or take Nathan MacKinnon at this point, I think there's a healthy debate there. For the first time, maybe in McDavid's career, there's a real debate. Honestly, all this previous ones were bunk. But even the best player, or the second best player in the world, can make a very human mistake and cough the puck up into this defensive slot.
And you could tell by the look on his face, right?
It was so good. Anyone, even Connor McDavid can do it. I don't know what to make of it, Kurt, but he did it, and bam, right in the net. And this is what happens. It's hockey. It's a tough game, and I don't know if he's hardly ever made a play like that in his career with the Oilers. I can't remember any. There's probably been 1 or 2, but I just off the top of my head, I don't really remember him ever just throwing it up the middle of the ice to nobody.
Yeah, no, he typically has such amazing awareness of what's going on in the zone, right? But in this case, the shooter, I just don't think he even saw him. I just don't think he was in his field of vision. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, right? You're probably right. If you looked at it again, you could probably see him cutting through some players out of nowhere and swooping in there to take that. But McDavid didn't hit the guy he was intending to hit with the pass either.
No, he did not.
He put it
Was
behind him.
was Hyman he was trying to hit, right?
He was trying to hit Hyman.
Yeah.
Okay, Kurt, your numero.
6. This is the 6th time this season the Oilers have played a back-to-back and failed to win. Sometimes on the second to back-to-back, when your club loses, you go, well, this was kind of a scheduled loss anyway. But in this case, the Montreal Canadiens had played the night before, and actually the Canadiens got in later than the Oilers did because the Canadiens played in New York the night before, and the Oilers were just in Toronto. So, I mean, there was no scheduled reason for the Oilers to not show up for this game tonight. So there was another reason, of which I'm not sure. But so far this season on the second of back-to-backs, they've barely showed up.
Yeah. Not sure what that's all about. I'm not sure. Don't know. Other than a team that has struggled with motivation somewhat all year long.
Yeah. And just when you think they're on a run, they have a game like this where you're my wife turned at me at one point and says, "You're frowning," and I go, "Huh?"
So they got 3 more road games, Kurt. Like, speaking of this road, like their struggles, like this would have been a nice one to win. They, wasn't expecting to win every all 5 road games. 3 more. What would you like to see? How many points? 3 points at least. 3
well,
points, right?
I won't be revisionist. I said at the start of this road trip, if they come back at 500, I'll be satisfied. So I'll stick with that.
I think I said this. We agreed on that.
I think we did.
We agreed on that. So they're not like they're 2 points in 2 games. So maybe we shouldn't be so greedy as fans. But it's hard. Fans by their nature are greedy, Kurt. We are a greedy bunch.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are next, and they've thrown away 2 leads in a row. And last I checked, Stuart Skinner didn't have his visa yet, so we might not be facing him on Thursday night. So.
Or Kulak.
Yep.
They'll probably get it done. I mean, isn't this fairly perfunctory?
Sometimes I've seen players wait weeks. It's kind of weird.
It'd be sticky, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
I know, shocker. The American system doesn't work very well. Surprise, surprise.
They're getting huffy down there, Kurt.
Yeah.
All right. I mentioned earlier that the Habs had 13 grade A 5 alarm shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's 2 games worth of 5 alarm shots in one game. That's a lot of 5 alarm shots. So I just did a quick check and to see how that is the most 5 alarm shots the Oilers have given up this year.
Wow.
Tied with the Avs game where they lost 1,000-1, I think it was. So
may as well have been.
That was a terrible slaughter by the Avs. This could have been a terrible slaughter. Mm-hmm. This could have been equally bad. And Pickard's heroics prevented that from happening. The only other game where they gave up 12 5-alarm shots was against Dallas. I think that was 8-3. Yep. So that was just another total slaughter. This was defensive. This was again defensive foobar, which isn't encouraging for the Oilers. Like, It's one thing to lose, but to have another one of these defensive foobar games, which I won't break down the acronym because it's a family podcast, but you could look it up.
It was a slaughter papered over by good goaltending. Right?
Yeah, this could be more discouraging, I guess, because it was great. It's actually had to have 2 really great goaltending, 2 good goaltending performances. I'm going to say Pickard's was a great goaltending performance and Jerry was good. To have a good and then a great goaltending performance back to back by the Oilers this year, that hasn't happened a lot. Mm-mm. That's encouraging. So if we could start to see that, that'd be really good. And maybe the defense, maybe they'll decide that they're not going to sell out another goalie or 2 and start playing a little better in front of them. I mean, the Oilers, they're just down a quart on defense this year. They're not as good as they were last year. And they were an okay to good defensive team in the regular season and a great offensive team. But this year, they're just marginal. They're okay at both. And they've been picking it up. They've been starting to have more grade A shots in recent games compared to the other team. But tonight was a reversal of fortune and reversal of habit. Not good. Final thoughts, Kurt? Any?
Yeah, I thought puck management was particularly poor tonight. Pretty much up and down the lineup. Like it really was an issue. Alec Regula, who I have a lot of time for, And I think there's really tantalizing potential in that player. This is back-to-back games where he's had multiple 5 alarm turnovers. Two last night, 2 again tonight. Sometimes a guy like that needs to see a game from the press box to understand that he's got more time than he thinks he has. That's not punishment. That's seriously, sometimes it's like, oh, okay, I'm rushing this for no reason and I'm giving the puck away. Regula is a guy to watch in the coming games because, while some people say, oh, his play has been better, yeah, but you know what? He's been given away a little bit more than he's been taken. So I think let's keep an eye on him.
Yes, it was the guys who were the culprits on the breakaways were Ekholm, Regula, Matt Savoy,
Bouchard,
and then Trent Frederick, 2-on-1.
Frederick, the giveaway at the offensive blue line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All not good.
Although I guess the Frederick one, you could argue wasn't a giveaway so much as it was a lost battle.
It was a
right?
2-on-1. Well,
and
he turned over the puck.
Yeah. I just think it was a soft physical play from a guy that's supposed to be a physical player.
Yeah, he was trying to corral the puck protected, and he just lost it. Yeah. He had been playing well, generally speaking, up until then, and there's just a big mistake on his part. Like he's struggling a bit. All right. I don't know if I have anything to add, Kurt. So I guess we can call it a night.
I suspect there's a lot of Oilers fans that are annoyed, and they've probably heard enough.
And we are 2 of them. We have said enough.
I think so. We're like Waldorf and Statler.
Kurt, thanks for talking tonight.
It's a pleasure, David. Thank you.
And thanks again to the wisest, sharpest, sanest fan base in the world, the listeners of the Cult of Hockey, Oiler fans in general. And in the meantime, and in between time, this has been another edition of the Cult of Hockey podcast.